Thank you, and welcome to this webinar introducing Capture 120. So I'm Nicolai, I'm in charge of sales, and together with me I have Alexander, who is the product manager for Capture One, and Jakob, who is a specialist user of Capture One. Alexander is going to talk a little bit about what are the key selling points of Capture One. Jakob is going to show you everything there is to know about the new software and the good new things that we have for you installed. After that, I'll be talking a little bit about products and pricing and material that you can use for selling Capture One. So let's get off with some slides. So Alexander, it's actually you.
Yes. Hi and welcome. So Nicolai already went through the agenda for today, but you can see it here once again. So now we've come to why Capture One for your customers. And I'll present a bit about that. So Capture One is known in the industry, I'll just take it from the top, for unique profiles for all supported cameras. That means that in every single camera we support, to make sure that the colors you see in Capture One when using images or editing images from that camera will have the best possible colors and image quality. Then we have fast performance of Capture One. Now wait, I'll actually go each of them, and they have a slide here. So let's just move on to the actual slides here. So this one was about the colors that I just talked about, and this is especially true for skin tones, where Capture One is known to portray skin tones much more true to life than competing applications. Then we have the performance of Capture One, because the import and export and editing and everything you do in an application should be smooth and nice to work with. And Capture One supports all your the power from your graphics cards, and you can actually put 3 graphics cards in your computer and get extremely fast performance when editing and exporting your files. Then we have something that goes under what we call precision editing, because on top of what you know as a standard editing like exposure and contrast, you can put all of that on layers. That means that you can mask in your adjustments and make sure they only affect certain areas of the image. You can use color balance tools that are known from video and cinema color grading to make sure that your images, they have the right mood and feel. You can also use styles developed by either leading photographers, or you can create your own to streamline both your work and the time it takes to edit all your images. Capture One started as a tethered application, meaning that you plug in a camera to your computer and you shoot directly into that. That reduces errors, because you can instantly see what you shoot on a large screen. You can control your camera from your computer, and also you can divide your assets into different folders directly while shooting. And we also have Capture Pilot, which is an iOS app that you can use to remotely review and access devices. Then we have flexibility and freedom. So Capture One has always been customizable when it comes to the workspace. So you can move your tools around back and forth and switch around the whole sections of your software. You can also work in sessions and catalogs, which is 2 different ways of organizing your document. And you can buy or subscribe your license. So whatever payment method you find fitting, we have. Our styles in Capture One have grown tremendously the past few years. So this is basically a way to apply predefined adjustments to your image in one click. And you can apply most of them on layers. It depends, of course, on what settings you have put into your style. But when you apply them as a layer, you can decrease the opacity and in that way control the impact of your style. So this is a great way to browse and get inspiration, but also to achieve consistency in your work.
I like to say something about styles, Alexander.
Yeah.
styles is a perfect way for you guys to get extra money in from your license sales. You can create your own styles and do a special style set that is for your area. If you are in an area with nice nature, that might be one set of styles that is suitable for that. If you have a lot of customers that go to weddings, there might be a style set for that. So you can use this and to make extra money on your sales or make it easier to sell the software.
Yes, definitely. Let's move on to introducing Capture 120.
Yeah. So Jakob, I'll switch over to live demo. Please take them through all the exciting new features.
And while Jakob is setting everything up, I can say that if you have any questions, fire them away in the Q&A, and I'll either answer or forward them directly to Jakob.
Thank you. Let's kick off. We'll start with the workspace, the tools panel. As you know, in Capture 112, the tools would collapse if there wasn't enough room on the screen for the tools. Now we have this scrollable area. So no tools will collapse, but you can scroll through the different tools. Of course, you can select which tools you want in the scrollable section or in the pin section. So the pin section will always stay on top and the scrollable section will be underneath. You can see it works on each panel here. And also you can, just have to remember where it is.
Yes.
Exactly. You can move it to a pinned area by clicking it or dragging it. If you go like right click and move it to the pinned area, it will stay on the bottom. And also if you go to the scrollable area, it will also be in the bottom. So this was the scrollable and pinnable section of the workspace. Then we have the basic color editor. We have, in the previous versions of Capture One, we had 6 ranges. Now we have eight ranges. And we have applied the orange, which is designed to fit the skin tones and match the skin tones. So it'll be much easier to get the color grading that you like. We have some different features. If you hold down Shift and move, if you take the, if you take this,
the direct color editor.
Thank you, the direct color editor, and click on one of the colors, you can just drag it up and down for saturation, or you can drag it to the right or left for the hue. And you can also hold down the Alt key and change the lightness. If you want to change the range to fit the colors in your image, you can go to this one, and you can see that the pictures that is within that range will show on the picture.
Oh, I can actually see that we have an issue with the webinar software because that pop-up window is actually not showing. But to those of you who know Capture One already, it is the color wheel, as you know from advanced, just split into 8 pre-defined ranges. And you can define these ranges, as Jakob mentioned.
Yeah. Excellent. And then we have the noise reduction tool, which has gotten even better. In Capture 112, you can notice that the lines on the window, like that.
Let's actually zoom in further, I think, if you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So which one is which?
So the one on the top is Capture 112. and the one in the bottom is Capture One 20. You can see the lines, especially in the window, that is a bit blurry in Capture One 12. In Capture One 20, it's much sharper. So in Capture One 20, the new noise reduction tool retains more sharpness and more details, have a better retention of the image and the colors. And of course, as it was in Capture One 12, the tool is intelligent. So whenever you have an image, let's say like this in ISO 5000, then Capture One will go in and what do you call it?
It actually reads back to the camera profiles we made.
Thank you.
So noise profiling is made for each camera as well as the color profiling. So the noise patterns are recognized in the camera profile. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's pretty cool.
It is, and very useful. The high dynamic range tool. We have also made a few improvements to that one. We have the highlight slider that now starts in the middle, so you can either you can either recover your highlights or amplify your highlights. Here I'm recovering it, and here I'm amplifying it. You can also do the same with the shadows. Furthermore, we've added the whites and blacks. So we have a white slider and a black slider. And the white slider, there you can brighten the brightest highlights, and the black slider you can darken the darkest shadows. So it will be a very good alternative to the levels and curves, and especially for high speed editing like weddings or other things where you have to batch edit. It can be a very quick and powerful tool.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to use it to streamline my contrast in large batches of images.
Exactly. We're doing a lot of weddings every second count.
Both Jakob and I, we shoot a lot of weddings. So.
Oh, yeah. All right. We also have a new crop tool. Just going to select it. The first thing you'll notice is that we have some different edges. So it's now easy to see where the line is. We have one at the top, in each corner, and on the side. If you just go like this, it's unconstrained and will keep the it's unconstrained. If you hold down Shift, it will keep the aspect ratio like this. And we have also some freehand rotation. As you know, in the corner, you can do like this. It's lagging a bit because of the webinar. And you can also hold down the Alt Option key.
I think it's the Command key for this one. The crop tool has 1,000 different modifier keys. It's not working? Will work.
Yeah, it's not Capture One making problems. It's my computer, actually. It worked earlier. You can hold down the option or Command key, and then you can get this icon that's in the corner right here and just rotate the image.
Oh, that's actually a good question from Joseph King. About how much difference is there between the shadow highlight versus the black and white? I don't know if you want that.
Wait.
Shadow and highlight works exactly as you know it from Capture One 12, except when you amplify them. That is, of course, a new functionality. But the black and white, imagine the endpoints of the histogram or the curve. That is where they have their area of coverage. So the more you push black, for example, the higher you will go up the histogram, and the more you push white, the lower you will push down the histogram. But if you just fine tune it, it will take the highest. I don't know. There's not a fixed number because it blends into to make a nice transition. But it is really the the edges. So it's a nice way to, let's say you want to recover your shadows to brighten the whole image, but you still want to have that crispy contrast. So you darken the blacks on top of it. So you pull them in opposite directions.
Exactly. And the final thing with the crop tool is that when you have cropped it as you want it to, you can just click enter and voila. All right, we also have some new additions to the layers, actually. As you can see here, I have selected 3 layers. I can just go to the, adjustment clip. Like this, and you can see all layers. Now I can copy each layer, either one of them or all of them, to a new image. If there's already a layer applied to that image you're going to copy it to, these will be on top of those. A very nice addition. You also have select next when, and this is a very powerful feature, especially when you are like Alexander and me are showing a lot of weddings and come several thousand images, and you just want to call them to rate them very fast. You can go to select and choose select next when, and as you can see, it's not an either or option, it's and or. So you can either choose to have it work with star rating or color tag or both of them. The way it works is that when you select the first image, I want to rate it as a 1, I can just press 1 and it jumps to the next image. And remember, when you're calling images, you may not want a certain image, then 0 is also a number. So I just press 0 and you can see it. There's no star, but it still selects the next image. And of course, if you want it the old-fashioned way, you can just go to select next one, and unpick them.
Oh, I can see that we're missing the menu once again. It's apologies from our end for not checking up on this with additional menus and windows, but it is within the select menu in the very top of Capture One. Actually, there was, if I can add to the layer copying, besides the ability to select which ones you copy, you can actually copy and paste layers between images, both of different size and of different format.
Exactly.
So if you have a raw file and you have a TIFF file, you can now copy layers between them, which is very handy if you want to streamline. And also if you shoot 2 different cameras that are not the same megapixel count, then you wouldn't be able to copy layers between them. But now you can.
Yeah. And just to state that, I do that at every wedding.
Yes.
I have 2 different cameras. All right. The next one I want to show is a very nifty feature, actually. You can change the background viewer. Viewer background color. That was the correct term. You can either click it. I don't know if you can see the box.
No. Once again, but Jakob is right-clicking the background.
And then I get this pop-up saying black, very dark, dark, medium, light, and white. But I can also choose.
Actually, if you just change it, so we can see that it actually happens. Damn.
It's magic. You can also use the shortcuts. So hold down Shift and press the colors. Press the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It comes in very handy if you, like I do, show a lot of weddings and you want the image, the dress to be white and appear white. It can be a good comparison to see the background color up against the colors on the picture. Another thing is that we have moved the process button. In the old versions, it was down here on the process summary. Now we moved it up with all the process recipes, and you just click process. We have also renamed the process recipes, so it's more it's telling more about what the file should be used for, web use, Instagram, and stuff like that. The final thing I want to show you, and I have a few things just to tell you, but the last thing I want to show you is the some of the default shortcuts that we have. You can press, sorry, I just need a new image. You can press the F for full screen. Hope you can see it.
Previously, it was a very convoluted shortcut, at least the default one, where you had to press 3 keys at the same time.
I say now it's just the F. And if you press just the Q button, you see the focus mask. And as you can see, it also shows on all the other images that I have selected. And the final one is the X. That's the proofing. So I know what the image will look like when I export it. All right, and then we have a few things that I just want to mention. We have a new white balance picker. It's more consistent than the old one. The old one, if you press a color that seemed the same color, you could have different white balances, and now it's more consistent, so it will have the same color balance. And we also have DNG support. So now we have even further DNG support. So we actually have a very cool color profiling for also smartphones and drones and cameras who supports DNG.
You can basically say that if we don't support the camera shooting DNG files, we have kind of a catch-all to make sure that the colors will look at least good, or like really good compared to what they did before with unsupported cameras. So we have updated the DNG profiling.
Exactly. And especially the thing that it works with the smartphones and drones is very useful.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
Was that for me?
Was that it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you can see us again. Try to look into the camera. Then we will take it a bit further and talk about the commercials. Now you have seen the new features. So to support this software, we have done a lot of new promotional content for you. That will be in a new DAM system that we have. We will send a link to you later on, where you can download all these things. So there will be a website kit. There will be banner ads. There will be logos. Please be aware that the logo has changed a little bit, and you need please to change the logos on your websites. There'll be behind-scene images. There'll be raw files for your demonstrations. Some of the same files I think you used here now. There'll be a price list, and there will be a link to the beta version, so you can go and test it yourself and get the release notes as well. Then you are able to download two actually A1 posters that you can print, or you can ask us and we will print for you and send it over. Flyers that can be printed in 7 different languages, and also roll-ups if you would require that. All of these assets are under some rules and regulations. The first one is that you cannot use them before the 1300 CET on the 4th of December, which is when Capture One will be launched. So we will not see any of this material online until that point in time. Otherwise, we will have some very angry marketing people coming after us. Please update your existing content. I kid you not, I have seen just recently that somebody had Capture One 5, something like that, on the website.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. You won't sell much if you have Capture One 5 on your website and it's not the newest version. I can tell you that.
Was that even digital?
I think it was 6. I don't remember. It was a long time ago anyway. The content that we're giving you now, you have full access to during the whole year. So by January 1st or December 31st next year, this will go out, so you cannot use it anymore. And it has something to do with us having the rights to this material, because we have externals, pictures and things that we cannot let you use beyond that point. So and also another note from our marketing is that you cannot do everything you want with the pictures. So crops and all smart things cannot be done. You can use it in the shape and form that it is already in, and please make sure that credits and our logo is everywhere where it should be as original. For the digital content, there will be a website kit. It will have different banners. It will have images for all of our products. It will have text in German, Japanese, Chinese, English, French, Italian, and Spanish. It will have a description of the features in the same languages. And it will have all the Capture 120 insert images that you can use in your communication. The product images have changed a little bit this year. Last year we had a architectural theme. This year is actually an underwater theme, and it's actually meant for Capture One to be free of any direct shooting kind, or what you can say.
Yeah, we tried to make it a bit more abstract,
Yeah,
to not focus too much of the subgenre of
exactly
in favor.
So we will have the Capture 120. We will have the Capture 120 bundle version. We will have now as well Enterprise. There are some resellers that are certified for selling Enterprise, but other resellers can also refer Enterprise to us. We will have Capture One for Fujifilm and Capture One for Sony as well, as we used to normally have. Yeah, Alexander?
Speaking of those different versions, it's actually important to mention that we have a new licensing system. So previously you had to pick which version of Capture One you wanted in the beginning, and then you had to match that with the license key from somewhere. So you had to do it twice actually. But now you just open Capture One, it asks for a license key regardless, even a trial and a beta. So you need a license no matter what. But the good thing is Capture One will detect what license you have and just activate that version. So the customer will only need to decide once if it's a trial, if it's Fuji, if it's Express Fuji, or whatever it is, and Capture One will just follow. So it's to make it very, very much easier for our users.
Cool. The banners, as I explained before, come in different shapes and forms and languages and all that, with different messages that you can use. The new logo, the only difference is that we're branding ourselves directly now and not necessarily Phase One. Not that it's changed anything. We are still Phase One, Capture One together, but we are now standing on our own feet. It's great. Behind the scenes photos and raw images. So you get 3 behind the scene images that you can use freely. And then you will get the raw image files that you can use for demonstration purposes. So 3 of these files, I think you already showed in your demonstration, Jakob. But feel free to use these and import them into Capture One and play around with them. There's, of course, these pictures are chosen because of the special things that you can show features. I don't know if you can pick a few features, Alexander, that they're good for.
Yeah, I can say that, for example, the yellow one from above with all the small cakes, perfectly suitable for showing the color editor in particular. And the lady on the couch is really good for showing the high dynamic range. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do to really demonstrate the new features.
Great. And just to add that the one with the woman on the hand with the laptop, I edited that picture almost only using the high dynamic range tool.
You can really do a lot now compared to previously when the high dynamic range would only make the image flatter. now you can do everything.
Even for an amateur like me?
Even for an amateur, especially for an amateur like
That's
me.
great. Cool. So in this slide deck, you will also get some links. There's links to a new video that we will show in a minute. There's links to a new landing page for Capture 120. There's links to our learning hub, and of course also there's a link for you to go into to download Capture 120 beta and try all these things yourself. Please be aware that it is a beta still. We have a little more time to correct small glitches if there is any left. So now I'm going to show you a video. I hope and pray that the technique works, but I'll fire it up now.
Make your everyday photo editing easier. Discover what's new in Capture 120. Edit colors faster with a new basic color editor that's compact and easy to use. Just click anywhere on your photo and drag to adjust any color, or edit colors with intuitive sliders. Take total control of your contrast with the new High Dynamic Range tool. Recover highlights, boost shadows, darken the blacks, or boost the brightest areas of your photo, all in one tool. Start your editing with the cleanest possible images. With the best performing noise reduction of any photo editing software, your high ISO images will retain colors and details like never before. It's easy to visualize and transform your crops thanks to the visible handles on the crop tool. Instantly crop from the center, rotate the crop, or lock the aspect ratio using modifier keys. For smoother editing, scroll through all your tools easily and pin your favorites to the top for instant access. DNG files captured by your drone, smartphone, or camera will now have the most accurate colors and sharpest details. Working with layers is also faster than ever. Easily copy specific layers to a new photo without replacing the existing layers. Plus, there's tons of small updates that make a big difference to your workflow. Sort photos with one keystroke and edit faster thanks to new shortcuts and a more intuitive interface. With Capture 120, editing just got a whole lot easier.
So we hope that this video will help you sell Capture One for yourself to understand what is new and for others to see as well. This will be live on the 4th at 1 o'clock on YouTube, and you can integrate it into your website or link to it or do whatever, or have it on a screen in your store. That would be great. I think that is a great way to show new features.
Yeah. You're welcome to say what you think about it in the chat.
I already saw in the chat there was somebody that loves it. Yes, that's great. I think it's cool as well. So as I talked about, we have 2 posters that we have put in the event content package that are in A1. They have the same message, but different pictures, so you can pick either one or both. And we have the Capture One Pro flyer as well. Remember, the same features that are in Capture One Pro as there is in Fuji and Sony, except for the camera profiles, and also 3 different designs in roll-ups. The content can be accessed through this link. Please be aware that we are actually changing the place that we store the digital content. So before, you were sent to an old-fashioned SharePoint where it might not be so intuitive. Now we have started up a whole new DAM system that works perfectly, and it should be able to get things fast and easily from there. So please use this link going forward. This link will be where you can get your content. I'm sure Rob or me or Lean will send you the link later on as well. So I will go through this whole package, but as you can see, we are doing much more for resellers now than we have been used to. So now we are actually creating content every month for you to pick and choose from. So there's a lot of things in store for the spring and the winter. There'll be something for studio photography, something for landscape photography, and when that time comes, something for wedding as well. Yeah, I know that these two guys they love weddings because that is where they get all their pocket money from, right?
Yes. A lot of wedding cake.
Yeah, a lot of wedding cake. It doesn't show though.
Yeah, it does. That's why I'm sitting.
One thing we are happy to tell you is that we have not changed prices. So there's no big increase in pricing. Prices will stay the same for the Pro version, for the Fuji version, and for the Sony version. Introducing Enterprise as well. Please be aware that Enterprise can be sold directly, but it can also be sold via you. And if you have a big project, we have partners that are selected for that as well. But if you do have people asking about it, please come to us and we will help you on. One thing though that we have changed just a little bit is the bundle price. The ones that have used the bundle price last year have seen that we have had a very aggressive price. It's still aggressive, but it's not nearly as aggressive because we want to have it at a level where it makes sense. So so now the bundle price is $199. On Black Friday, we are giving you a little treat, I would say. So you should not be cheated for having a good offer. We already sent out to you what the offer is, and a lot of you replied. Yeah, many of the really serious partners actually all replied. And for those of you who have not replied yet, please jump on because it's a good opportunity for you to give something back to your community. It is actually Capture One minus 40%, so it's a really, really good deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you will have 20% as a margin for yourself. So you have the ability to come up with a really, really good offer for your end customers. So that's basically it. Alexander, did we get some good questions or did we answer them already?
I think we answered most of them, and I published the ones that I found relevant for the rest of the bunch.
Yeah.
But if you have some additional questions or anything, please fire away on the Q&A part of the chat panel, and we'll answer them directly from here. Yeah. So we'll just leave a few minutes for you to type in your questions. If you have any. If you have any. Or you can always ask them to me or Rob or Leen or Melina or whoever is in our team. I can hear that Rob is typing in the background. Oh, a good question from Jim regarding plugins. We are working hard to contact companies out there to develop plugins for Capture One, but as it is right now, it's totally up to them to both develop them and publish them. And we currently don't have any agreements with any of them that might be working on plugins for us that we can disclose. A question from Andreas about cloud support and tablet like Lightroom. Yes, Adobe has a very powerful cloud solution, and it is definitely an interesting aspect for the future of photography. There's another question about demo code for trial versions. Yeah, well, trial can always be downloaded through our website. Then you get a one month trial, and then they can buy the license code from you, and within that month they can put in the license code, and then they have the full version. So you don't really need codes for that. You can actually just put it in. If you're talking about demo codes for yourself, you as a reseller can just ask me or Rob or any of the ones in the reseller team,
We'll be happy to extend you the courtesy of getting the new version so that you can show it and test it and educate in it. Of course, you should have access.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Keeping an eagle eye on the questions panel here. I think that's pretty good that we have so few questions.
That either you're sleeping or we already answered most of your questions.
I think we just covered all of it.
Okay. Doc has one. Yes, Paul, Express is still free, and it's still only for Sony and Fuji.
Yes.
But it's still free. And Doc, upgrading will be communicated in the price list that you will see in the media package. I will not go through because there's many different versions, and some upgrades you can see it in the package, and we will come with communication around that as well. So Jim, now I don't see what Jim wrote anymore. I thought you mentioned that a code would define a version, though I thought you needed a demo key for the trial.
No, you go and create a user at capture1.com and say download a trial, and then you get your trial license key. You put that in, and then Capture One activates as a trial. And from Andreas Tischer, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Is there a webinar for the reseller demo files? I honestly don't know, but I think that would be a very good idea.
Yeah, we have not planned any webinars right now, but would that be you're asking? Would that be a webinar for teaching how to show the files?
Yeah, I think that would definitely make sense.
Yeah. Maybe we are able to do a video that will show it. We will definitely work on that.
Capture Pilot for Android. That's currently not a solution we have, but thank you for the feedback. If you get a lot of requests from customers, always feel free to forward them to Nicolai or whoever you are in contact with, and they'll make sure that they land in the product management so we can continuously evaluate that feedback.
Angel, the marketing content will be available. We are, when you finish this webinar, you will get an email with the slide deck, but the content is not quite there. It will be there tomorrow after business hours. You will have the full package of content. Any last questions?
We're getting good support from Robert.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it. Well, let's wrap it up, and I guess everybody can use an extra 45 minutes. So thanks a lot for joining. A lot of people joined. That is great. That shows commitment, and we're really happy about that. So thanks a lot for joining, and please write us, call us if you have any questions to Capture 120 or anything else regarding sales of Capture One. Bye-bye.